you're one of those people who say that it is either the US, UK, Canada, or Australia, if not, I'm not going to study abroad, keep scrolling. This video is not for you. But if you're one of those people who say that I will choose a study abroad destination based on my financial capability, the chances of my family joining me there, and how many hours I can work as an international student, like this video, share this video, grab a pen and paper and come take notes, because this is going to blow your mind. The best study abroad destinations of 2026. And no, it is not the usual suspects. Let us get right into it. And we are looking here at the high return on investment guide for students from Africa, Asia, and anybody that is thinking about affordability is important, work rights is important, working hours is important, and the chances of your family joining you is important. So this is the strategic student. So let us start here and look at just like as a whole, what is going on in this space right now. So what we are seeing is that there is a big shift in study abroad destinations. There is a decline in the big four, those usual suspects, right? There is a decline. And if you look at the US, you see there's a 47% decline in searches for studying abroad in the USA. You're looking at dips also in Canada and in Australia. But what places are on the rise? You are seeing Asia. There is a rise in Asia, and Malaysia a plus 64% search increase. You're looking at Singapore, there's a plus 51 search increase, and then there is a shift in Europe, and you're seeing destinations like Spain, Italy, Germany, France. Because what are we thinking about here? We are thinking about affordability. We are thinking about how many hours you can work in these places as an international student. And we are thinking about the chances of your family being able to either move with you at the same time or join you while you are there. So let us look at Germany. We are going to now go specific and look at the country. Let's look at Germany. So Germany, of course, as we all know, tuition, it is mostly free for like public universities. And then you have to, as a student, as an international student there, you can work 20 hours a week or 140 full days per year. Post-work study visa, you get an 18-month job seeker permit. And long-term, you get a pathway to the EU blue card. And this blue card is practically giving you a chance to all European countries. Tell me why this is not a strategic choice. I know that you may make the argument of, okay, Dr. Sylvie, but there is the blocked accounts before getting to Germany, and I get it. It is like the hill that you have to cross. But there are so many creative ways that you can come about figuring out the block account. But look at the advantages if you go to study in Germany, okay? Now let us move on. Let us move on to the next one. We have here France. Affordable excellence, value heavyweight. Let's look at the details. You have the subsidized cost. Government covers 2/3 of true education cost. Just imagine that for international student. And then for bachelor's degree, you're going to be spending about 2,770 euro per year. Master's students, you're going to be spending about 3,770 euros per year. Housing, they have international students are eligible for direct financial housing assistance to offset rent. I don't know any country that does that. And then you have work rights. You can work about 964 hours per year, which is like 60% of full time, with the minimum wage being about 11.65 euros per hour. And their target is that they want to host about 500,000 international students by 2027. Tell me why again you will not choose France? And if you all watched the previous video that I did, I told you all about the advantages of PhD students going to study in France, right? If you did not watch the video, go and watch that video because it is going to be good for you. All right, let us move on to the next one. Here we are looking at Europe alternatives. So Europe alternatives, we are looking at Spain and Finland. Spain, the work right leader. Oh my goodness, the work right leader. I cannot read to save my life. All right, let's go. Work right. Up to 30 hours per week, which is the highest in Europe if you go to Spain. Post-grad, you get 12 months of job seeker residence permit. Growth international student enrollment plus 77% in the last decade. And it is best for income flexibility and lifestyle. Now let's look at Finland, the tech hub, safety and safety hub. Tuition fee, you're going to be paying about 8,000 to 20,000 euros with strong scholarships. I know there are scholarships in Finland. I have posted a ton of the scholarships. Work rights, you have about 30 hours a week. Average living cost, you're going to be spending about 900 euro to 1,200 euro per month. And it is best for tech ecosystems, safety, and English proficiency. So here we looked at Spain and Finland. All right, I think that those are actually good opportunities. I think that if you go to study in Spain, that's a good chance. If you go to study in Finland, you may have to learn a second language. I know that generally they'll be speaking like Spanish and Finnish in all of these countries. You may have to learn a second language. So that is like good advice to know before you go there. And don't be that person who is like, I'm going to go live in a country, but I'm not going to study their language. Don't be that person. Don't be that person. You have to integrate in the society where you live and learn the language. This is actually advice to myself in hindsight. All right, let us move on. We have South Korea and China, the innovation giant. South Korea actually had a 300,000 international students target, and they already reached that target. They did it early because there were so many people who wanted to go study there. They have the high demand for STEM and English taught programs, and then the visa is the E7 visa pathways for graduates, which is competitive. For China, you have massive investment in transnational education. They have a new policy which is specifically targeting STEM students, and it is extremely cost advantageous, significantly lower living costs than Western Europe. So if you're a student watching this from like Asia, Vietnam, Philippines, Thailand, maybe Cambodia, you may choose to go study in either South Korea and China. I know African students who go to study there, especially because China has a ton of scholarships. South Korea also has a ton of scholarships that you can apply to. I know some doctors on LinkedIn and on X who actually studied in South Korea on a scholarship. So you can take advantage of those scholarships and then still go study in those places, okay? So I think South Korea and China are greater options that you can look around. Now let us go to the next one. Here we are looking at Malaysia and Singapore global degrees local cost. Malaysia is the transnational education hub. You can earn like a UK, Australia degree at a branch campus for a fraction of the cost. So the idea here is mostly that you have these tons of universities in like in the US, in the UK, in Australia, but they have branches they have campuses in Malaysia, and there you can study and earn a degree similar to living in any of those other countries, but you have like practically spending half of the amount. In fact, not 1/4 of the amounts that you are going to spend. It's a Muslim-friendly environment, low cost of living, and the student interest in Malaysia had a 64% surge, okay? Singapore, this is like an elite choice. Home to universities ranked number 3 globally. It is safe, hyper-modern environment, higher cost of living, ideal for high achievers. And Singapore actually has scholarships. I have posted a ton about the scholarships. If you want to go like look at all of them, all of these scholarships in these various countries are actually in my database. So you can go to the database, search for the scholarships, apply for them, and then still take advantage of all of these opportunities. Now let us go to the next one. We are looking at the UK. United Kingdom, the golden standard. So you have the the reason why I was talking about the not the usual suspects, but making a strategic choice is because here you have like the pros and the cons. So let's look at it. The draw is that it's the number 2 in terms of university ranking. They have fully funded scholarships like the Chevening scholarship, and then graduate route they have the 2-year post study work visa, but it is actually going to be reduced from 2027. So that is another thing to think about, because if you do not get in before that time, you may not be able to apply for this. And I actually know people who studied in the UK, and at that period, I think it was May that was leading, and they had to get out when they were done because there was no opportunities for post-work living there. Family constraints. Since January 2024, most international students cannot bring dependents unless on specific research postgrad courses. So this is actually best for single students who are career focused and just want to not have a family, okay? All right, let us move on to the next one. So with that, you have to like think about it like, do I want to do this? What do I have to give in order to get? Like, you have to do the math in your head. Let it make sense before you choose if you're going to study in the UK or not, okay? Now let us go to New Zealand. Here we have the lifestyle and family leader. They have a major policy updates from November 2025. Work rights have increased. They have partner rights like for your family, and then children dependents can actually attend school there. And then post-study, post-work, like when you're done with your studies, you have up to 3 years work visa for degree level 7 plus. So I think New Zealand may not be a very shabby idea at all. I am not very sure. I have to do research to find out like the exact tuition cost. But looking at this, it looks like it actually supports a ton of things. So you have to do the math to see if it makes sense for you. Let us move on to the next one, North America. Here we're going to look at Canada and the United States. In Canada, you have like the 24 hours week of campus, and then you have the new language. They have new language requirements, field of study restrictions, strategy. You have to target like long-term shortage fields like healthcare, STEM, and trades. I know that there are so many opportunities that are found in these various fields. I actually did a post about medical doctors and the opportunities that are found there, those in healthcare, also those in nursing. So it looks like it really gets to be what your major. And the United States is ranked #1 globally. You have the optional practical training, which is like 12 to 36 months work experience, but it has high tuition costs, and then there is no pathway guaranteed, at least to residency path. So you have to think about that. You have to think about it and make a choice, like, do you still want to go study in the US despite all of these things? Think about it, and then you make an informed choice for yourself. So let's look at the affordability like heat map. So here we are looking at low tuition cost. You have New Zealand, Canada, you have balanced by work rights. The best value in all of this will be Malaysia and China. Okay, that will be the best value of it, because when you start looking at all the other places, Germany and France, there is the high return on investment, it's government subsidized. And then US, UK, Australia, you require scholarships in order to do it. New Zealand and Canada, there is some balance there, like work rights. Germany, but you require that block account. So you really have to weigh this out and see if it makes sense before you can make that final choice of what destination do you want to go to. Okay, now let us move on to the moral of the story. But before I tell you the moral of the story, I want to take some time to thank the people who engaged with the previous video. So we are going to thank Mr. Y, thank you so much. Oluwayomi, thank you so much. And then Ayodije Arizona, this is the second time I'm mentioning his name, so I definitely know that he is an active person. So please do well to engage with my content, like it, comment, share. And as I mentioned the names and I see whose name is actually repeating itself, you are definitely one of those people that I am going to pick and give an appreciation gift to by the end of the month. Okay, so let us get to the moral of the story. What is the moral of the story? Number one, as someone who wants to go study in a foreign country, affordability is important. Which place will make more sense financially? The second thing, the number of working hours is something to consider, because you want to be able to work, support yourself and support your family. So you should think about that. And then the third one, moving either with your family or the chances that your family can join you when you are there is something that you should always think about and have it at the back of your mind before making a choice. Think about these three things. Do not get stuck in that it is either US, Canada, UK, Australia, or if not, I'm not going to study abroad. Do not get stuck in that thing, but be strategic about the place that you choose to go study abroad. And also, if you want my help, there are several ways that you can do it. Two main ways: if you want to DIY it or if you want to work with me. If you want to chat with me one-on-one, you can book a call and we are going to chat. Or if you want to do it yourself, I have a database that has everything. As someone thinking about studying abroad, that database has everything for you. Sign up for the database, or you can sign up for the courses that I created. These courses are targeted for students who have been rejected before. Like if you've been applying and getting rejected for scholarships, that course is one of the courses is going to help you. If you're a newbie to the world of scholarships, there is a course that is going to help you. And if you have a low GPA, there is a course that is going to help you. I'm going to see you all same time tomorrow. Please do well to like this video, share the video, subscribe here, turn on the notifications so you get informed when I post a new video. I am going to see you all then. Peace.